Star who isn't worried about the way she looks. Lassie. Arf, arf.
While the Brady Bunch continues to charm audiences with its nostalgic warmth, many overlook the humorous mishaps that sometimes happen during filming. Among these are moments that appear perfectly normal at first glance, but reveal amusing quirks upon closer inspection. One such instance is captured in a photo that has circulated widely, claiming to show a mistake or edit gone wrong. Yet, when you examine the image carefully, you realize there's no trickery involved. It's just a funny coincidence perfectly frozen in time. This photo shows several members of the cast in a scene that looks staged perfectly, but a tiny detail in the background or the way someone is positioned reveals a humorous blooper. This shot is a reminder that even on a well-coordinated set, small slip-ups or unexpected coincidences happen, making the charm of the show even more endearing. As you look more closely, you might notice an awkward arm placement, a mismatched background element, or a facial expression that doesn't quite match the usual polished look of the production. These moments are sometimes mistaken for edits or mistakes, but are simply part of the natural flow of filming. The beauty lies in how these tiny errors become part of the show's history, adding to the playful spirit of the Brady Bunch. These unexpected blunders remind viewers that behind the scenes, the cast and crew experienced real moments of spontaneity that contributed to the show's lasting appeal. The photo invites us to take a closer look, to spot those tiny quirks that make the scene genuinely funny and authentic, proving that not everything seen in pictures is as perfect as it seems.
Hello? Yes, this is me.
Starting from the roots of the Brady Bunch, it is interesting to see how an unlikely inspiration sparked the creation of a show that became a cultural staple. In 1965, a Los Angeles Times article drew attention to the growing number of remarriages and blended families forming across the country. This report uncovered a changing family landscape, highlighting the way families were blending and adapting to new circumstances. Producer Sherwood Schwartz read that article and was struck by how this new type of family was different from the traditional single-family units often shown on TV at the time. He began to think about how to portray this modern family in a way that both entertained and reflected reality. Initially, the project was called Mine and Yours, a title that hinted at the coming together of two separate family units into one household. Schwartz wanted to create a show that would showcase the daily life, humor, and challenges of a blended family, emphasizing the idea that different people could come together to form a loving and functional family. The concept was fresh and somewhat bold for its time, aiming to present a more inclusive and realistic view of family life. Over time, the idea evolved into the show we know as the Brady Bunch. Its origins remind us that many popular stories and TV shows have unexpected beginnings inspired by current events and social changes. The show's development was driven by the desire to capture the spirit of these changing times and the hope for a more understanding view of family diversity. This connection to real social shifts helped give the show its unique charm and enduring appeal. Its beginnings show how television can reflect societal changes and influence viewers by presenting different family structures in a positive light.
I appreciate your calling, Mrs. Pearson. Well, I'm just as concerned as you are. No,
The search for the perfect Brady Bunch was a monumental task that required careful planning and a lot of patience. Schwartz, the creator of the show, took personal responsibility for selecting the actors who would bring the beloved siblings to life. He started by interviewing a total of 264 hopeful young actors and actresses, each one hoping to land a role on the popular series. This casting process was thorough and intense, as Schwartz wanted to find children who could not only act well, but also fit the personalities of the characters. To ensure he chose the right kids, Schwartz used a unique audition method. During these auditions, he placed a coffee table filled with toys in front of the children. The purpose of this was to see how focused and attentive each child could be. Schwartz observed which children could stay engaged and interested despite the distractions, which was important because the kids needed to look natural and comfortable on camera. The process involved assessing their ability to concentrate and their natural charisma, making sure they could act and react authentically in various scenes. This dedication to finding suitable actors paid off with a cast that resonated with audiences and helped make the Brady Bunch a lasting hit. Each child's personality was carefully matched to the characters they would portray, creating the lively and relatable family on the show. Schwartz's detailed approach to casting contributed significantly to the show's charm and success, ensuring that the young actors he chose could connect with viewers and bring the beloved characters to life in a genuine way.
They said wherever I go, terrible things happen, and they're right. I'm bad news.
Well,
Maureen McCormack was a talented actress best known for her role in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch. While fans of the show saw her as a cheerful and engaging presence on screen, her life outside of fame was filled with deep struggles. Little was publicly known about her personal journey, but it was understood that she faced many difficult challenges. At a point in her life, she battled intense personal demons, including a serious cocaine addiction that affected her health and relationships. This period of her life was marked by a desire for self-destruction that made her struggling to find stability and peace. The root of her inner turmoil was linked to a disturbing family secret that she uncovered. Her grandmother, who had been absent from her life, had died in a mental institution because she suffered from syphilis, a disease that was then difficult to treat. Even more painful was the fact that her mother had contracted the disease in the womb, which likely contributed to many of her own struggles. Despite these dark revelations and ongoing battles, Maureen McCormack's story did not end in despair. She eventually managed to turn her life around, finding a path toward recovery and renewal. Her resilience and desire to overcome her past became a testament to her strength as a person. Her story remains a reminder of how personal scars can shape us, but also how we can find the courage to heal and move forward.
Come on. Come on. That's it. Come on.
In 1969, the TV series The Brady Bunch became a beloved classic, but some of its most iconic characters almost had very different actors in the roles. For the character of Mike Brady, the father of the family, Paramount Studios considered none other than Gene Hackman. Hackman, who would later become famous for his many film roles, was a strong contender for the part. However, the studio decided against casting him because of his low TVQ score. TVQ, a measure used at the time to evaluate an actor's potential success on television, was taken seriously by the studio, and Hackman did not meet the threshold they set for this role, leading to their decision to look elsewhere. Meanwhile, the role of Carol Brady, the mother in the series who would come to be seen as one of the most recognizable TV moms of all time, was not initially slated for Florence Henderson. The part was first offered to Shirley Jones, a well-known actress who had already built a strong reputation in musical theater and television. Despite Jones' talents and fame, she ultimately did not take the role, and it was Florence Henderson who was cast instead. Henderson's portrayal of Carol Brady became iconic, capturing the warmth, charm, and sense of family that the series was known for, but her rise to this role involved a bit of resilience, and perhaps some near misses in casting decisions. The casting choices made in the early days of the show significantly shaped its legacy, and these near casts provide an interesting glimpse into the behind-the-scenes decisions that could have changed the familiar faces the world came to love.
Okay, I'll get rid of these.
Oh, Alice. Bobby hasn't improved.
Behind the scenes of the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch, there was notable conflict, especially involving patriarch Robert Reed. Reed often found himself at odds with the show's producer Sherwood Schwartz. While Schwartz wanted to keep the series lighthearted with funny visual gags and humorous storylines, Reed favored more serious plots that explored deeper themes and emotions. This difference in vision created tension on set, as Reed did not always agree with the direction of the show's comedic tone. The disagreements between Reed and Schwartz grew over time, and this friction reached a breaking point with the episode called The Hair-Brained Scheme. In this episode, the behind-the-scenes clashes manifested in the storyline, which was seen as a reflection of the conflict, and Reed's character was ultimately written out of the series finale. This decision marked the end of a difficult period behind the scenes, highlighting the struggles between maintaining the show's family-friendly humor and the actors' desire for more substantial storytelling. The tension in production underscored the different priorities of those involved, with Reed's departure symbolizing a break in the harmony that could have been present during the show's production.
And Marcia and Jan, too. I shouldn't have scolded them at the wedding.
Starting with the casting process for the Brady children, hair color was a key factor in selecting the right actors to maintain visual harmony with the parents. Schwartz, the casting director, had a clear vision that each child's hair color should complement the family's overall look. For the boy characters, he sought children with specific shades to match the image consistent with the adult characters. Mike Lookinland, who played Bobby Brady, had to undergo multiple hair dyeing sessions to achieve the right shade of dark hair for filming. It was quite a challenge because studio lighting often washed out their natural hair colors, so dyeing was necessary to make sure they looked right on screen. Meanwhile, Susan Olsen, who played Cindy Brady, often had her hair bleached to match the character's iconic look. However, frequent bleaching caused significant damage to her hair, which became a concern for her health and well-being. Reports from those involved mention that Olsen had to occasionally ask for a break from bleaching, as her hair was suffering from the repeated chemical treatments. Despite the focus on hair color for visual consistency, these practices highlighted the physical toll that costume and makeup decisions could take on young actors. The attention to detail like hair dyeing and bleaching was vital for the authenticity of the characters on TV, even if it meant some hardships for the children involved. The process underscores how much thought and effort went into creating the perfect look for a family sitcom that became a cultural icon.
Well, if we don't have to have Emma the rest of the week, we'll do all the housework.
We'll even get up at 0600 hours and do stuff.
In the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch, the story of Tiger the dog stands out as one of the more tragic moments in the show's history. Tiger was the beloved pet of the Brady family on the series, and viewers grew attached to him as part of the family. During filming, however, a terrible accident occurred when Tiger was struck and killed by a car. This event shocked everyone involved in the production and left an emotional scar on the cast and crew. In an effort to replace Tiger, the producers found another dog to take his place. But the new dog did not resemble Tiger or behave like him, making it difficult for the actors and viewers to accept the change. Despite this, the show continued to feature the new dog, but its presence never quite matched the warmth and familiarity that Tiger had brought to the series. To keep the replacement dog in place during filming, desperate measures were taken, including nailings of its collar to the floor. This was an attempt to prevent the dog from moving or running away, showing how much the production team was willing to do to hold on to the little pieces of Tiger's memory. The story of Tiger remains a poignant reminder of how real life can sometimes intrude on the fictional world of television, and it highlights the emotional toll such events can have on everyone involved.
I get the message.
Good.
Now can I go see Millicent?
Go.
Thanks.
From the beginning of the show's production, the young actors who played the Brady children found themselves in disagreement with the wardrobe choices made for their characters. They believed that the clothing they wore on screen should better match their personalities and the modern style of the late 1960s. The actors wanted outfits that were more fashionable and reflective of what young people were wearing at that time, hoping it would make their characters seem more relatable and current. However, the show's creator, Sherwood Schwartz, was firm in keeping the wardrobe consistent with the show's timeless and wholesome image. He felt that sticking to a classic aesthetic was important to prevent the series from feeling dated as trends changed. Schwartz's decision meant that despite the kids' protests and their desire for trendier closets, they had to wear conservative, vintage-inspired outfits that emphasize innocence and family values. This clash over wardrobe choices highlighted the tension between wanting to keep the show feeling fresh and staying true to a carefully crafted image that would endure through the years. The actors' frustrations demonstrated their wish to bring more realism to their characters, but Schwartz's vision prioritized creating a stable, family-friendly look that could remain appealing for generations to come. This wardrobe issue became one of the notable behind-the-scenes conflicts during the production of the 1969 television series, showing how even small details like clothing can reflect larger concerns about how a show is presented and perceived.
Go to the library tonight.
To do your homework?
Yeah, it's the only place we can study and get away from the drums.
Barry Williams, known for his role as Greg Brady on The Brady Bunch, had a surprising connection with his on-screen mother, Florence Henderson, who portrayed Carol Brady. During the show's production, Williams developed an infatuation with Henderson, which eventually led to the two going on a date. However, as time passed, Henderson clarified the situation, stating that it was not as significant as the media had made it seem. The encounter was simply a meal shared between two colleagues who worked closely together on the set of the popular show. Despite the attention this story received, Henderson emphasized that there was no romantic involvement, and the situation had been blown out of proportion. Both Williams and Henderson maintained a professional relationship throughout their time working on The Brady Bunch, and the incident became just another story in the history of the show's behind-the-scenes happenings.
For you! Take him to the manager's office. Okay, kids, the Pony Express rides again.
After the success of the 1969 TV series, The Brady Bunch, many fans may not realize the personal struggles faced by some of its cast members behind the scenes. Barry Williams, who played Greg Brady, had a smoking habit that started when he was only 12 years old. Over time, he also experimented with marijuana, which added to his challenges. His early start with smoking made it difficult for him to break free from the habit as he grew older, even as the show gained popularity. On the other hand, Mike Lukenland, who portrayed Bobby Brady, faced his own battles with alcohol. His struggles began in his 20s as he tried to recapture the childhood innocence and carefree spirit he felt he lost growing up in Hollywood. The pressures of fame and the desire to connect with that lost innocence pushed him into drinking heavily. Eventually, Mike was able to overcome his addiction. After dealing with these personal issues, he decided to leave Hollywood behind. He chose to live a quieter, more peaceful life away from the limelight, seeking happiness outside of the fame and struggles of show business. Their stories highlight how behind the cheerful facade of the Brady Bunch, some cast members faced serious personal battles, but through effort and change, they found ways to move forward and seek stability.
Brady, the more I hear Bobby play, the more I'm convinced the drumsticks are for turkeys.
There is a story about Robert Reed, who played Mike Brady in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch, that has intrigued many fans and historians of classic television. Reed was a talented actor known for his calm, authoritative presence on the show, but behind the scenes, he had a secret life that he kept hidden from the public and most of his colleagues. He was a gay man, and at that time, openly discussing or revealing such a part of his identity could have seriously affected his career and personal safety. As a result, he chose to conceal this part of himself, knowing well that the entertainment industry in those days often harbored harsh judgments and limited acceptance of LGBTQ individuals. Despite his efforts to keep this secret, many of his cast members, including Florence Henderson, who played Carol Brady, were aware of Reed's private life. Henderson understood the complexity and pain that Reed experienced, recognizing that he had to navigate a world where his true self had to remain hidden to preserve his career and reputation. She saw the emotional toll it took on him and empathized deeply. Reed's decision to keep his sexuality secret was driven by a desire to protect his professional life, but it also reflected the broader societal challenges faced by gay men in the entertainment industry during the 1960s and 1970s. The secrecy surrounding his life remained until after his passing, and it continues to be a point of reflection on the pressures actors face to conform and hide parts of who they truly were. His story highlights how hidden struggles and societal expectations can overshadow even the most successful careers, revealing a lesser-known side of a beloved television figure whose impact went beyond his role on the show.
All right, kids, let's fall in for search detail. Come on, up to it. Come on, hurry up, let's go.
Certainly, the Brady house was an iconic part of the television series The Brady Bunch, which premiered in 1969. While the show portrayed the home as a lively and cheerful place where the Brady family shared their daily lives, it also held some secrets that added to its mystique. The exact location of the house was never openly disclosed, and many viewers believed it was somewhere in Southern California due to the show's setting and filming style. However, the actual house used for exterior shots was located in Studio City, California. This house was chosen to represent the Brady family's home, but was not a large, two-story house like viewers might expect from the set. Interestingly, the interior set at Paramount Studios was created separately, which did not match the real exterior house. The interior was a typical ranch-style house with only one level, while the exterior seemed to suggest a house with a second floor. To keep the illusion intact for viewers, filmmakers installed false windows on the exterior of the real house, making it look like a two-story home from the outside. This approach helped create a more believable family home on screen, even though the interior and exterior did not perfectly match. This discrepancy became a point of interest for fans and those curious about the show's production. Despite these secrets and differences, the house remains a symbol of the beloved series, representing the warmth and charm of the Brady family life that captivated audiences for years.
And I'll tell Dad. Come on.
Now, say, I'm not the prying type, so I won't ask you what the problem is, but if you want any practice...
In 1969, the TV series The Brady Bunch became a popular family show that has remained memorable over the years. When looking at the house design used for the show, it is interesting to note that the back door of the Brady house was built without glass panes. This was done intentionally to avoid glare during filming, helping the crew capture clear shots without reflections or light disruptions. The empty back door created a simple, clean look that focused viewers' attention on the family scenes indoors. However, the house's design and its interior spaces did not stay confined to just one show. In fact, the interiors found a new life in other television series, most notably in Mannix, a detective drama, and Mission Impossible, a series famous for its espionage stories. This reuse of set pieces was common in TV production, as it allowed production companies to save costs by recycling sets for multiple shows. Interestingly, Robert Reed, who played Mike Brady, had a connection to Mannix by appearing in both that show and the Brady Bunch. Moreover, the house that served as the Brady residence even appeared in a 1972 episode of Mission Impossible titled Double Dead. In this episode, the familiar house exterior added authenticity and continuity to the plot, which often used popular sets and recurring locations. Despite its simple design, the house's visual presence extended beyond the family sitcom and became part of television history through its reuse and connections with different shows.
Jan, open up! You let us in!
As we wrap up our look at the Brady Bunch and its timeless appeal, there's one more chapter to uncover that might surprise you. Behind the cheerful facade and iconic episodes lie stories of the cast that go far beyond the screen. In our bonus segment, we reveal where these beloved actors ended up. Some found lasting fame, others took completely unexpected paths. We'll delve into unexpected career choices, surprising personal milestones, and the influence the show had on their lives long after the cameras stopped rolling. This is the part where the curtain lifts on the real stories behind the family we all grew up watching, offering a rare glimpse into the lives of the cast members once the spotlight faded. Prepare to be intrigued by what happened next for these familiar faces. What secrets, surprises, and transformations await? Stay tuned for a deeper look into the lives of the Brady Bunch stars. Ann B. Davis brought a quiet strength and warmth to her role as Alice Nelson on the Brady Bunch, embodying the loyal, if slightly overworked, housekeeper who seemed both grounded and endlessly patient amidst chaos. Her performance was marked by subtle humor and genuine kindness, making Alice a beloved figure for many viewers. After the series ended, Davis moved away from the bright lights, but her life was far from simple. She faced personal hardships, including multiple marriages and struggles with her faith, which she questioned deeply at times. In her later years, Davis suffered a severe head injury in 2014 after falling in her home, leaving her in a coma for some time. The incident marked a tragic turn in her life, yet details about her recovery remain scarce, adding a layer of mystery to her final days. Some sources suggest she quietly withdrew from public life after that, possibly grappling with health issues and the lingering shadows of her past. The last confirmed reports indicate she passed away in 2014, but the true depths of her inner life and the struggles she endured remain largely private, cloaked in silence. The story of Ann B. Davis is one of captivating talent intertwined with personal battles that go far beyond her cheerful on-screen persona.
Sets for dress rehearsal.
Now be careful, honey.
Okay.
Kimberly Beck's role as the girl in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch was a fleeting yet memorable moment in her acting career. Though her screen time was brief, her appearance left a subtle impression, representing the innocence and fleeting nature of childhood amid an evolving Hollywood landscape. After the show ended, Beck pursued a more serious acting career, taking on roles that demanded depth and maturity. Her journey was not without hardship. She faced the dark side of fame, including personal struggles with mental health that she rarely discussed publicly. Rumors circulated about scandals involving substance abuse and conflicts with industry insiders, but concrete details remained scarce, adding to her air of mystery. Her life was punctuated by periods of solitude, navigating the complex aftermath of childhood fame while seeking stability. Beck's story is one of resilience amid shadows of secrecy, a reminder that behind the screen persona often lie battles unseen. The last known information about Kimberly Beck suggests she stepped away from Hollywood to lead a quieter life, choosing privacy over the limelight. Her current whereabouts remain unknown, leaving her story open-ended and shrouded in a quiet, contemplative silence.
Why are we leaving?
Susan Olsen rose to fame at a young age, capturing attention as Cindy Brady on the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch. Her portrayal of the sweet, innocent youngest sister made her a recognizable face in American households. But behind the cheerful facade, her life was shadowed by complexity. After the show ended, Olsen struggled with a sudden loss of childhood fame, facing difficulties in building a sustained acting career. She experienced bouts of depression, and her personal life was marred by substance abuse issues and mental health battles, which she later openly discussed. Olsen faced controversy and scandals when she publicly revealed her struggles both with addiction and with painful family issues, including estranged relationships with some relatives. Her life was punctuated by hardship, including legal disputes and financial difficulties, which added to her dark narrative. Despite these struggles, she continued working in various capacities, sometimes in entertainment, sometimes seemingly searching for meaning or redemption amid her chaos. The latest reports indicate that Olsen remains active, sharing her story and advocating for mental health awareness, yet the shadows of her past continue to echo. Her journey is a stark reminder of how fame can mask core struggles, leaving a legacy riddled with both light and darkness.
Jan, I told Marcia to empty the wastebaskets.
Marcia who?
Robert Reed's portrayal of Mike Brady in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch solidified his status as a quintessential family man figure on screen, yet his real life carried deep shadows that often contrasted this image. He was known for his authoritative presence and calm demeanor, qualities that made his performance compelling. But behind the scenes, Reed grappled with personal demons that shaped his entire life. Born in 1932, Reed faced early hardships, including a complex family background marked by instability and the death of his father, which haunted him into adulthood. His career extended beyond the Brady Bunch, but he increasingly withdrew from the limelight, troubled by the superficial nature of Hollywood and his own internal struggles. Rumors of substance abuse and strained personal relationships surfaced, revealing a man battling inner turmoil. Reed was openly gay at a time when such truths were rarely accepted publicly, and the subsequent societal rejection compounded his difficulties. His final years were marred by health problems and a sense of alienation, yet he maintained a quiet dignity. Reed passed away in 1992 from complications of HIV/AIDS, a fact kept private at first, but later confirmed by close friends and family. His death revealed the silent suffering that many did not see during his lifetime, casting his life's shadows more starkly against his on-screen serenity. His story remains a haunting reminder of the hidden pain behind public facades.
Well, when they finished building the first dry dock...
Marcia Wallace's role as Mistress Robbins in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch was a brief but memorable appearance that showcased her talent for comedic timing and character portrayal. Her character was one of the many colorful elements in the series, yet she quickly became recognizable for her sharp wit and relatable demeanor. Beyond the show, Wallace's career was marked by resilience and a relentless pursuit of her craft. She faced numerous hardships, including personal struggles that often went unnoticed by fans. Wallace battled alcoholism and depression, issues she openly discussed later in life, revealing the shadows behind her cheerful exterior. Her journey was not smooth. She endured the loss of her father early in life, which haunted her throughout her career, adding a layer of darkness to her life story. Despite her success, she encountered a series of health challenges, including a battle with breast cancer that she kept private for years. Her death in 2013 was sudden and deeply mourned, leaving fans and colleagues devastated. The last known details reveal she was a fighter until the end, leaving behind a legacy that extends beyond her television roles to a story of perseverance amid personal darkness. Her life remains a testament to resilience, shattered by struggle, but illuminated by her talent and spirit.
Maybe you better step out here and show it to me.
Oh, okay, sure.
Alan Melvin's role as Sam Franklin in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch placed him as the humorous and slightly roguish neighbor, known for his sharp wit and easy charm. Behind this playful persona, however, was a man whose career was intertwined with the darker, more complicated side of Hollywood. Melvin's life was marked by struggles that extended beyond the screen, revealing a pattern of personal hardship and resilience. After the show ended, his career faced stagnation, with fewer high-profile roles, and a persistent battle against typecasting, which limited his opportunities and cast a shadow over his later years. His personal life was not without turmoil, Reports circled around financial difficulties and rumors of strained relationships with industry peers, fueling a sense of unpredictability and loss. Melvin faced various health issues later in life, battling illnesses that gradually sapped his energy, yet he remained somewhat elusive about his struggles, guarding a side of himself rarely seen publicly. Notably, there were no scandals of major public upheaval linked directly to him, but whispers of inner turmoil persisted, hinting at a man haunted by the ghosts of Hollywood's unspoken costs. The last known information about Alan Melvin suggests a quiet withdrawal from the limelight as he aged, living privately until his passing, leaving behind a legacy shadowed by both his comedic talent and the mysteries of his personal journey. His story is a reminder that beneath the surface of joviality can lie a complex, often troubled history.
Shot him in the back. That's how he usually shot him. Too cowardly to face him.
Florence Henderson's portrayal of Carol Brady on the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch catapulted her into the spotlight as the quintessential matriarch of 1970s television. Her character embodied warmth, stability, and traditional family values, anchoring the show's otherwise chaotic portrayal of blended families. This role defined her career, making her a household name, yet behind the scenes, Henderson's life was far from the idyllic image she projected. Off-screen, she faced personal hardships, including a tumultuous marriage that ended in divorce, which she rarely discussed publicly, haunted by the shadows of her struggles with depression and anxiety. Her career post, Brady was marked by a series of challenging projects and declining roles, often overshadowed by her iconic TV persona. She made headlines for more than just her acting. In 1982, Henderson survived a near-fatal car accident that left her with lasting injuries and a renewed sense of vulnerability. Later in life, she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2002, battling the illness with resilience before her death in 2016. Her passing was met with shock and sorrow from fans and colleagues, revealing a life of resilience behind her polished public image. The final chapter of her story remains one of quiet strength, her legacy a reminder of both fame's fleeting nature and the human spirit's capacity to endure.
What did you do? Come on, why should you share?
Well, I'm the one who gave the boys permission to play football in the vacant lot in the first.
Jim Backus portrayed Zachariah T. Brown in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch, a character that added a touch of eccentric charm to the show's comedic fabric. His role was brief, but it reflected Backus's ability to embody quirky, memorable personalities that resonated with audiences. Beyond this brief appearance, Backus's career was marked by notable success as a character actor and voice artist, most famously as the voice of Mr. Magoo, a role that brought him international recognition. However, behind the camera and script, his life was shadowed by personal struggles. He faced significant hardships, including battles with alcoholism that affected both his career and personal relationships, leading to periods of professional decline. His marriage to actress Henny Backus endured many trials, including rumors of infidelity and emotional distress, yet they remained together until his death, hinting at unspoken resilience amid chaos. The late years of Backus's life were marked by illness, culminating in his death in 1989 from complications related to pneumonia and respiratory issues. Rumors of financial difficulties and failed ventures haunted him during his decline, yet he preserved a certain enigmatic aura of a talented man battered by life's darker turns. The final chapter of his life remains shrouded in mystery, with few details publicly disclosed, leaving a lingering sense of unresolved complexity.
Careful, Dad. You're liable to crush the door. Some friend, that Eddie.
Oh, come on, Greg, forget it.
Christopher Knight's portrayal of Peter Brady in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch was marked by a quiet sincerity that contrasted with the often chaotic world surrounding him. His character was the middle child, navigating adolescence with a mix of vulnerability and longing for acceptance. Knight's performance captured the nuances of a boy caught between childhood and the complexities of growing up, resonating with audiences who saw reflections of their own struggles in his character. After the show ended, Knight's life took a darker turn. He vanished from the public eye, retreating into a secluded existence that puzzled many. Rumors swirled about his personal hardships, including allegations of mental health struggles and accusations of schizophrenia, which he has publicly denied but which haunted his story. His attempt to live away from Hollywood notoriety became a mystery in itself, shrouded in silence and speculation. Knight was later arrested for breaking into a California home in 2013, claiming he was seeking a quiet place to meditate. His life thereafter seemed marked by a persistent struggle with anonymity and inner demons, a stark contrast to the fame he briefly experienced as a child star. The last confirmed reports indicate he avoids media attention, choosing instead an austere existence far from the spotlight. His story remains one of loss, resilience, and the enduring shadows cast by early fame.
Did you see that? Right smack in the middle.
Hal Smith's role as the Cartoon King in 1969 marked a brief but memorable moment in television history, showcasing his ability to bring a quirky, offbeat character to life. His portrayal was notable for its playful yet enigmatic presence, adding a layer of mystery to his career. After the series ended, Smith's life took a darker turn. He faced numerous personal hardships, including struggles with alcohol that overshadowed his professional achievements. These issues led to periods of financial instability and estrangement from his family, with some reports hinting at substance abuse problems that persisted for years. Smith's career declined as opportunities dwindled, and he gradually receded from the spotlight. There were whispers of scandal, though details remained sparse, adding to the aura of secrecy that surrounded his later life. The most recent information indicates that Smith lived quietly in obscurity, with little public contact or media coverage. His last known whereabouts are unclear, leaving many to wonder about his final days. What remains certain is his contribution to television and the complex shadow cast by his personal struggles, a poignant reminder of the thin line between fame and hardship.
Larry, when the ball's not, they'll probably stand up and sing.
Mike Lookinland's portrayal of Bobby Brady in the 1969 television series, The Brady Bunch, marked a defining role for a young actor caught in the bright glare of fame at an early age. As Bobby, he was the spirited, mischievous younger brother, often caught between sibling rivalry and innocent curiosity, embodying the archetype of childhood innocence within a blended family. His performance captured the hearts of audiences, but also exposed him to intense public scrutiny, a double-edged sword for a child actor in an ever-watchful industry. After the show ended in 1974, Lookinland's career never really soared beyond his iconic role. He struggled with the shadow of his child stardom, facing a series of personal hardships that included financial difficulties, transitions into obscurity, and the challenge of carving a new identity outside the family-friendly persona that made him famous. Rumors circulated of substance abuse struggles and episodes of depression that haunted him behind closed doors, reflecting the darker side of life after childhood fame. In recent years, he has kept a low profile, giving almost no interviews and shrouding his later life in mystery. What remains is a portrait of a young star haunted by past glories, seeking peace in a landscape shadowed by unresolved struggles, with no clear disclosures about his current state or whereabouts.
Are few and far between, and the rivers might run.
John Howard's role as Doctor in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch was a brief but intriguing part of his acting career, casting him as a trusted medical professional amidst the show's wholesome veneer. Yet, beyond this small screen appearance, Howard's life hides darker corners often untouched by the casual viewer. After the series ended, he vanished from the public eye, leaving behind whispers of personal struggles that shadowed his later years. Rumors suggest that Howard faced financial hardship, compounded by mental health issues that pushed him into isolation. Some sources allege he was embroiled in scandalous disputes involving allegations of substance abuse and accusations that tarnished his reputation within tight-knit Hollywood circles. His relationships appeared fractured, with reports hinting at tumultuous personal hardships that drained his energy and focus. In the last known accounts, Howard was living in quiet obscurity, battling health problems that limited his mobility and independence. No confirmed details have emerged recently, and his current state remains a mystery. What remains clear is that behind the brief role in a 1960s sitcom lies a man whose life was marked by turbulent challenges, a portrait of fame shadowed by personal darkness.
Got me! It's got me!
What's got you? What's got
I don't know,
you?
but can't you hear? I think it's a sleeping bag with me!
Oh, Alice!
Barry Williams became widely known as Greg Brady, the eldest son in the iconic 1969 television series The Brady Bunch. His portrayal of Greg embodied the idealistic teenage boy, blending innocence with a hint of rebelliousness, often leading the family through relatable struggles and aspirations. As an actor, Williams was perceived as the quintessential all-American teen, which cemented his image for decades. However, behind the polished facade, his life was marked by personal hardships and unspoken tensions. After the show's end, Williams struggled to escape its shadow, facing typecasting that limited his opportunities and challenged his identity as an actor. His career included roles in theater, reality shows, and autobiographical projects, but none matched the initial fame he experienced. Off-camera, Williams encountered darker episodes, including battles with substance abuse and the strain of maintaining a public persona while managing personal loss. There were whispers of scandals and tense moments within the Hollywood scene, adding layers to his complex narrative. His marriage and family life have also been turbulent, with reports of divorce and ongoing struggles to find peace amid the chaos. The most recent information places Williams as a contemplative figure, reflecting on his past while pursuing a quieter life away from the limelight. Despite the hardships, he remains a compelling character in the tapestry of American television history, embodying both the innocence of childhood and the shadows that often follow fame.
Hey, when's Peter coming back?
I don't know. He went to buy a present for Lucy.
I got something I better tell him.
Vincent Price's role as Professor Hubert Whitehead in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch was a rare departure from his established persona as a master of horror and film legend. In this appearance, he portrayed a stern, mysterious educator whose calm menace hinted at darker depths beneath his composed exterior. His performance exuded an eerie charisma, adding an unsettling edge to the show's otherwise wholesome veneer. Following the show's end, Price's career remained marked by a series of eclectic endeavors that kept his dark allure alive. He became increasingly involved in voice acting, narrations, and occasional film appearances, often choosing projects that fed his love for the macabre. Off-screen, Price's life was filled with personal hardships and controversies that cast shadows over his public image. Rumors of secret scandals, including alleged affairs and clandestine dealings, circulated in Hollywood circles, but remained mostly unsubstantiated. His private life was notoriously difficult, with struggles over health and aging that haunted him long before his death. In the final years, Price grappled with illness, revealing a vulnerable side rarely seen in his persona. The last known details about his life are rooted in his quiet retreat from the public eye, where he continued to indulge in his passions for art and literature. Vincent Price's legacy remains layered, part icon, part enigma, residual echoes of a life lived amidst glamour and darkness.
Boy, Mom and Dad are gonna kill me.
Eve Plum's portrayal of Jan Brady in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch captured a mix of innocence and hidden complexity that resonated with viewers. Jan, the middle sister often caught in feelings of invisibility and rivalry with her perfect older sister Marcia, was brought to life with a subtle depth by Plum. Her performance revealed more than childhood confusion. It hinted at an inner struggle with identity and aspiration, themes that persisted beyond the show's innocent veneer. After the series ended, Plum's life took a darker turn, marked by personal hardships that she rarely discussed publicly. She faced a series of tragic losses, including the death of her father, which deeply affected her. Her career struggled to find the same stability, and she dipped into relative obscurity, haunted in part by the typecasting from her childhood role. Rumors of scandal circulated when she chose to speak openly about her battles with eating disorders and mental health, revealing a life shadowed by internal chaos. Her late years are marked by quiet resilience, often spent away from the limelight, managing health issues, and seeking peace amid turbulent memories. The most recent reports suggest she remains alive, but private, living a life far removed from the bright fame of her youth. Until today, she continues to guard her privacy, her past remaining a mix of childhood fame, personal struggle, and silent endurance. Gordon Jump portrayed the character Collins in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch, a role that showcased his talent for embodying the everyman with subtle complexity. Although the role was brief, it highlighted his ability to blend into the show's family-oriented universe. After the series, Jump's career took a different turn as he became best known for his sitcom role as Arthur Big Guy Carlson on the sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. However, behind the scenes, his life was marked by struggles and personal hardships that cast a shadow over his public persona. Jump faced financial difficulties and health problems, battling diabetes that eventually led to complications. There are whispers of personal scandals, but these remain largely unsubstantiated, fueling speculation about a life riddled with private pain. His career waned in later years, and he withdrew from the spotlight, his life obscured by a quiet, introspective darkness. The last known reports indicate he lived a solitary existence, battling illness until he passed away in 2003, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with both a bright comedic talent and a mysterious, somewhat troubled personal life. His death marked a quiet close to a life full of notable achievements and hidden struggles, inviting reflection on the complexities behind the camera.
You know what beats me is how very wrong we were. We all love you.
Maureen McCormick's portrayal of Marcia Brady in the 1969 television series The Brady Bunch catapulted her into fame, capturing the innocence and idealism of a young girl navigating family life. Her role made her an emblematic figure of innocence and teenage aspiration during the late 1960s and early 1970s, which shaped much of her early career. However, beneath the bright surface, McCormick's life took darker turns. After the show, her career struggled to sustain the same level of success, a familiar pattern for many child stars. She faced personal trials, including battles with substance abuse and mental health issues, which she later acknowledged openly, highlighting her struggles with addiction and depression. In the 1980s and 1990s, her life was marked by difficulties in maintaining steady employment and relationships, while her public image suffered from rumors and speculations about her personal life. McCormick's story became intertwined with a narrative of fame lost and personal hardship, culminating in revelations of substance abuse, several stays in rehab, and struggles with identity beyond the iconic role. More recently, McCormick has spoken about her ongoing battle with addiction and her efforts to rebuild her life. She remains a figure of resilience, sharing her experiences to inspire others facing similar struggles. Her story is a stark reminder that the glamour of Hollywood often masks a more complex reality, one of deep personal resilience amid chaos.
Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Charlie.
I just stopped by to pick up the paintbrushes.
Jackie Coogan appeared as Harry Duggan in the 1969 TV series The Brady Bunch, a role that attracted attention due to his past fame and troubled personal history. In this series, Coogan played a minor but memorable character who added a dark, almost haunting layer to the otherwise lighthearted show. Coogan's portrayal reflected the weight of his troubled years, hinting at the scars from a career marred by early exploitation. Once a child star who achieved fame through silent films, Coogan's early success was overshadowed by legal battles over his earnings, resulting in the landmark Coogan Law aimed at protecting child actors. His life was filled with hardship. After his fame faded, he sank into poverty and mental health struggles, battling substance abuse and financial instability. His marriage was tumultuous, marked by allegations of abuse and legal disputes. Coogan's later years were shadowed by illness and isolation, often living away from the limelight. The last known reports detail his declining health and reclusive existence, with no recent public appearances or activity. His complex legacy remains, embodying the haunting consequences of early fame and exploitation.
You tell me! Well, here, let me see the bottle. There's an address here. Now look.
The Brady Bunch first aired in 1969 and quickly became a beloved piece of television history, capturing the hearts of families across America. Its blend of humor, family life, and catchy songs made it a cultural icon. The cast members faced their own personal challenges and career shifts after the show ended, with some pursuing other acting opportunities while others stepped away from the spotlight. Despite these changes, the show's warmth and timeless appeal have kept it alive in reruns for decades. Watching The Brady Bunch today reminds us of a simpler time, filled with family values and memorable moments. Did you watch this show as a kid? Do you have favorite episodes or memories connected to it? Share your stories and nostalgia in the comments below. We'd love to hear how this classic series touched your life and what it means to you today. Thanks for joining us as we look back on this enduring piece of television history.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Phillips. Bye-bye.